They do like this honesty system where you can just grab books from literally, yeah. Oh, have you ever tried grabbing any books here and reading?
No, haven't been here that much, but
We are on the way to meet up with my sister over at Alabang. Mama, do you know the name of our restaurant that we're going to?
It's called Teppanyaki in Evia Mall.
Right, so we always have to go visit them instead of them coming. So by the way, we're all the way from the north and my sister is living in a place called, well, Susana Heights, but their area is at Alabang, so that's all the way to the south. And so we're going to have some Japanese food. My sister is preggers, so she's a couple of months in and we are so excited. It's also easier for her to stay closer to where she lives, so that's why we are going all the way to Alabangation. And there's my mom. It's a bit dark. You'll see her in a while once we get to the... Oh! Yeah. So you'll see everyone clearer later on when we get to the restaurant. So we'll see you at the Japanese restaurant. By the way, if you're wondering how I am filming outside the car, I've stuck up a magnet and I've attached the GoPro there, and so that you're able to enjoy the journey or the road going to the south. I'm praying that the magnet stays. Based on reviews, it's actually the best one. The other option is to get a suction, and yeah, the reviews for that weren't so great. There's 2 suctions and then you have the tri-suction, which is 3. In my case, I only have 2, but the magnet seems to be holding very well and it's gonna give that like drone effect, whereas it looks like a drone is following the car, but it's really just my GoPro that's attached to a magnet, and the magnet is glued or magnetized onto the car. And my dad's very sleepy. Over to our right is the Naiya Airport, which is also known as the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. If you've ever landed in Manila, then I'm sure you would have experienced what they call air traffic, which means you'll be flying around in circles up in the air before landing, and that's because Naiya Airport only has 1 runway, believe it or not. In fact, I remember being stuck up in the air for at least 30 minutes coming from Boracay, and we were landing in Manila because there were just too many planes landing all at the same time. So we could have landed sooner, but yeah, I do wish we had more runways. It's pretty cool because in a while you're going to see the sky turn completely dark. We are now approaching almost 6 p.m. and it's nice to be able to catch this on camera. The sunset is looking really beautiful. And just a little fact about the highway that we're on, it's owned by a company called SMC, which stands for San Miguel Corporation. And if San Miguel sounds familiar, they're pretty much the same group that creates our San Miguel beer. Yes, a lot of our infrastructures here are privately owned, but just to let you know, our transportation time before going to my sister's house used to take 2.5 hours. But because of these infrastructures, the skyways, the new highways, it has now been down to 57 minutes. So that's quite a gap. This is where you'll really see the sun start to set. And now we are approaching nighttime and we are also exiting the highway. We are now near my sister's place. It's called Susana Heights. And I really love it here because there aren't too many houses and nature here is just so prominent. I can hear crickets. The air is much fresher and sometimes they would find snakes and even a tortoise, and it just shows that the ecosystem is really healthy. And in case you're wondering if there are any lots or houses for sale here, the answer is no. There is a dispute between two corporations claiming that they own this land, and that hasn't been resolved for years. And there you go, land here is just not available that easily. We just got to my sister's place and let's have a look at the GoPro. It's still running. It's incredible. I can't believe this. So the journey was about, I would say, an hour from the north to the south, and this GoPro is amazing.
Hi, JC.
Good morning, Do. Ay, good evening, Do.
So I'm with my sister, and she's really sweet because she is giving me a tripod.
Yes. Opo.
She's giving me a really tall tripod, and right now she's preggers. How many months are you?
Sa organic sample lang.
My sister's husband has an online class right now, so we have to be quiet.
Itong recording na to, if you would
Iniisip ko kaysa yung ibang kasi hindi ko alam kung nakapag-start na kayo dun. So ito na lang, kita
My sister's house is actually very zen, and it feels very spiritual and it feels very peaceful. And in case you're wondering, she teaches Kundalini yoga and her husband does vinyasa and yin yoga, and they do meditation as well. So I really love staying here. Sometimes I do stay for 2 nights. I think at most I stayed for 3 nights, and it's just such a beautiful place to be in. I love all their quirky displays as well. Pretty funky place. I would say zen, I suppose. My sister's house has a lot of these yoga and meditation tools that she uses, and I quite like this one. What's this called? Chimes. Oh my gosh, duh. Chimes. I have to go to the other room so I can talk properly. My sister has an aquarium. I don't know how I feel about that because animals, particularly in captivity, is not my thing. In the Philippines, it's not mandatory anymore to wear a mask, but everyone is still wearing masks. So we are actually in this new mall called Evia, and I've never been here, but it's always a trend in the Philippines to come up with new malls because everyone just loves the AC. Whereas for me, if you ask me, I personally prefer the alfresco. But let's go see what this mall looks like. There's so many restaurants inside, and it's just a place to go for all your leisure or leisure needs. Abby, what's the name of the restaurant that we're going to?
Japan?
Tepan. What do they serve, ramen or sushi?
I think it's all their fried,
Fried.
cooking thing.
Okay, I'm not fancying anything fried, but it is Japanese, so we'll see. Oh, nice. Oh, what is this place? Okay, this seems like such a fancy place. I mean, literally, you have a salon there and you have a place where they sell pancakes, but also here, this is like a dining area, but they've turned it into like a somewhat aviary with a library. So I'm pretty shocked to see how well designed and how tasteful the place looks. And they're using dark wood as well with an ooh, actually, Mom, did you even notice the people swinging from the chandelier? Oh, Pabonpue. There's like this really popular Cebuano artist. Wow, I didn't even notice that. Woo. So don't you think this is so interesting? They do like this honesty system where you can just grab books from literally, yeah. Oh, have you ever tried grabbing any books here and reading?
No, I haven't been here that much, but there's a lot of pretty interesting books.
Right, this is in like Alabang area. So if you're wondering where Alabang is, it's pretty much the opposite of where Soler or City of Dreams is. It's pretty far. But this place is called Fully Booked. But all throughout this entire area, there's so many books around. Like, oh my gosh, like right there. And again, I mentioned the honesty system. You just grab books and I guess you put it back. Amazing. This is literally the quirkiest mall I've ever seen. They've designed it in such a way where you feel like you're in the outdoors. So there's a lot of plants, but this one here's not even a real plant. It's like made of capiz. And this is a really swanky looking restaurant called Another Story, and it says happiness is believing in unicorns. So there's a lot of character which I actually really love. I wasn't even wanting to go here, but good idea that we went here. It's something different. I have not seen this anywhere in the Philippines. My favorite mall sort of used to be Soler, but it's really like a casino. And for me, this definitely tops my favorite mall. I do love Power Plant as well because it's very cozy. But this is a really nice place. Like where? Guess what? Unfortunately, they have a cutoff and we weren't able to make it. I don't know what that means, but we are booking now another reservation. It's like weeks later on, so if anyone wants to eat in this place called Tepanya, you do have to make reservations online. But right now we are being kicked off because there's no tables available. My sister doesn't have her powers. You can probably understand why they're fully booked. Their menu looks pretty impressive. I'm not a fan of steak, but they have Wagyu. They have Wagyu steak with truffle, black truffle. Not really white truffle, which I do prefer. It's a little bit more expensive and more fragrant, but definitely something gourmet-ish of a steak that you'll be able to get here. And we are in a restaurant called Via Mare, and Via Mare serves Filipino food. Let's go see if it's gonna be any good. By the way, if you do plan to go to this mall, Evia, they allow pets or dogs, so you can take your furry little loved ones here. We are now connected to the mall's internet. It's called Wi-Fi 6. What does it mean?
It's also known as high-efficiency Wi-Fi for overall improvement to Wi-Fi 6 clients under dense environments. So I guess it's good for like this setting with a lot
Yeah.
of people connected.
Right.
Yeah.
My little nephew still has his mask, but you can actually take it off once we're about to eat. But basically, if you're in a place like a mall or a high-density place with populated with a lot of people, the Wi-Fi 6 just means it's next generation, right?
Yeah. I guess
Next
so.
gen means it's gonna be faster. So, wow, Wi-Fi 6 is the way to go. And they're taking our orders now, and I haven't checked the menu yet.
What?
Please speak it.
No. Huh?
This is so amazing. My nephew, I'm so proud of him, can speak Japanese. Is it?
Read a little.
Okay. So we can see a very handsome face.
I learned hiragana and some kanji because Nihongo consists of kanji and kana. Kana is hiragana and katakana. They're the phonetic alphabets. Kanji is they're sophisticated. It's almost like hieroglyphics.
I have no idea what my nephew said, but basically, why are you learning that and not Nihongo? Because I feel like in a business
I mean,
setting.
it is Nihongo.
Oh, it's Nihongo?
It is Nihongo.
Oh, okay.
It's the branches of Japanese, the Japanese language. It started a little bit from Ghibli movies, but it really blossomed when I watched the really old anime, Evangelion. And then I just got immersed into Japanese culture, especially the golden age Japan during the 80s. I like the retro Japan.
Wow. But Japanese is very interesting as well. I can only say totemo oishi, which means
Really delicious.
it's so delicious because I love food.
Oh my God, no.
What did you order?
Okay, we ordered ensaladang pako, and then ensaladang suha at labanos, and munggo, that's good for two. We ordered galyanong bangos, good for two. And then Dad and I ordered crispy adobo flakes, and then Javi got crispy pata.
That's all?
That's all. But we also have take home. So we're getting our rascaldo goto and puto bumbong. Plus we haven't done yet dessert. So there's more. Halo-halo and bibingka.
Buffet is officially about to be served. Thanks to my sister who loves to order a lot.
Oh, that's that?
Ito meron daw sa
I want that na lang.
Oh, sa'yo na to. Saan tayo? Damay.
What's this? What do you call this?
Crispy pata.
Ay, mga rice.
What can we So, one of my favorite salads is called ensalatang pako, which is like a local seaweed that you can find here in the Philippines. I really love it because it tastes like the ocean. It's very salty, but it's also got that slimy texture. Having it with bangus and an egg, so definitely lots of veggies and protein and trying to be healthy, minimizing the carbs, but it's very tempting to have some rice. But anyway, we're gonna enjoy our meal and I'm gonna end the video here. Let me know if you like Filipino food. What kind of Filipino food do you like eating when you're in the Philippines? And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye!